Hi everybody! So today we are going to read a book called Mud Puddle. Mud Puddle by Robert Munsch, illustrated by Dusan Petrick. What does an illustrator do again? Go ahead and yell it out. Not too loud, but go ahead and yell it out. What does an illustrator do? How many of you all love to draw? Would some of you all maybe want to be an illustrator when you get bigger? Maybe. Robert Munsch, Mud Puddle. Julianne's mother brought her clean new clothes. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. Then she walked outside and sat down under the apple tree. Unfortunately, hiding up in the apple tree, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting there, and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her ears were full of mud. Have any of you all ever gotten that muddy before? Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her in a tub of hot water. She scrubbed Julianne until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she even washed out her mouth. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. She then looked out the back door. She couldn't see a mud puddle anywhere, so she walked outside and sat down in her sandbox. She's safe, right? There's no mud puddles out there, not in a sandbox. The sandbox was next to the house, and hiding up on top of the house, there was a mud puddle. It saw Julianne sitting down there, and it jumped right on her head. She got completely all over muddy. Even her nose was full of mud. Ooh. Julianne ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Julianne's mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her in a tub of water. She scrubbed Julianne till she was red all over. She washed out her ears. She washed out her eyes. She washed out her mouth. She even washed out her nose. Poor Julianne's mother. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. Then she put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. Then she had an idea. What do you think her idea was? She reached way back into the closet and got a big yellow raincoat. She put it on and walked outside. There was no mud puddle anywhere, so she yelled, "Hey, mud puddle!" Nothing happened, so she yelled even louder, "Hey, mud puddle!" Julianne was standing in the sunshine in her raincoat, getting very hot. She pulled back her hood. Nothing happened. She took off her raincoat. As soon as she took off her coat, out from behind the doghouse there came the mud puddle. It ran across the grass and jumped right on Julianne's head. she got completely all over muddy. Julian ran inside yelling, "Mommy, Mommy, a mud puddle jumped on me." Her mother picked her up, took off all her clothes, and dropped her in a tub full of water. She scrubbed Julian until she was red all over. She washed out her ears, she washed out her eyes, she washed out her mouth, she washed out her nose, she even washed out her belly button. Oy vey. Julianne put on a clean new shirt and buttoned it up the front. She put on clean new pants and buttoned them up the front. Then she sat by the back door because she was afraid to go outside. Do you all want to know a secret? I'm afraid of the dark. Are you guys afraid of things? But do you know what helps me? Is when I face my fears and I flick the lights off and I know that I'm safe. Right? All right, let's read on. Let's see what Julian does. Then she had an idea. She reached up to the sink and took a small bar of smelly yellow soap. She gave it a smell. Ugh. She took another bar of smelly yellow soap and gave it a smell. Ugh. She put the smelly yellow soap in her pockets. What is she going to do? Then she ran out in the middle of the backyard and yelled. All right, everybody say it with me. Don't scream, but say it with me. 3, 2, 1. Hey, mud puddle! The mud puddle jumped over the fence and ran right at her. Oh no, what is she going to do? Julian threw a bar of soap right into the mud puddle's middle. The mud puddle stopped. Julian threw the other bar of soap right into the mud puddle. The mud puddle said, "Ah, ish, ah." Way to go, Julianne. It ran across the grass, jumped over the fence, and never came back. Way to go, Julianne. Guys, thank you all for letting me read to you guys. I really, really appreciate it. All right, 3 things. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind to animals. You guys are amazing. You guys are smart. You guys are talented. Be kind to each other, guys. Bye.